Tell me what the view in South Carolina, Charleston in particular, of the impeachment. How are the Republicans looking at it, how are the Democrats looking at it, and the independents?
The interesting thing here in South Carolina is it's such a diverse state. It's that first in the South that we see a true representation of the rest of the United States. And so when I've been going out on the street with voters, it's really three main reactions, right? We have the left, we have the right, and it's really along those partisan lines. The left, they kind of feel a sobering sense of accomplishment. They're excited for this next process, but also you have those very strong Trump supporters on the right side. They almost, that when I've been talking to them, what they've been relaying to me is that this is almost strengthening his base here. They really are going to try to leverage this impeachment to benefit them and the end game. And it was an interesting conversation between many Republican voters and myself, and we were talking, and that's kind of on that side what they were thinking of. But here's where it's really interesting, here specifically in Charleston. This is such a local issues-based area. And so the majority of the people that I've spoken with, when I said, well, what do you think about the impeachment? If they have an idea, it usually falls along the lines of their party. But there's so many people here that care so much more about the elected leaders that are fixing the issues in their backyard, right? Fixing flooding, fixing gun issues, things like that. And so when they look at the impeachment, they don't necessarily think that they have a say. Right? They're here in South Carolina, the district is up north, and that's what they're thinking.
Lillian, we're so consumed with it here in Washington, but when you walk through the streets or you go shopping or anything in South Carolina, are your friends talking about it? Are people you're talking about, are they consumed with it, or are they doing their everyday business getting ready for the holidays?
Most people aren't necessarily as consumed with the impeachment as you would expect, right? If you ask people who are politically involved, they will know, and they're well informed. But the large majority of the people here are more focused on those issues that affect them directly, and they really don't think that they have much of a say in what's happening. They're not paying as much attention as you would think they would be paying attention to it. And I think that's really where 2020 comes into play, because that's where people are going to start paying attention and taking action.